Hi, Eric Gibaud, Gibaud.com, and today I'm going to speak about the lens, the 7Artisans 27mm 2.8. So, everything in details. Let's start. I'll show you some pictures during the video. I'll also put them again at the end of the video. So this 27mm, it's like a magical focal length. I don't know why so many people, they're just crazy for 27mm APS-C, which is equivalent in full frame of 40.5mm. But I think it is because we also always say that 50mm is close to human sight, which is not completely true because actually you can see 180 degrees, but if you want to see properly, it's not that wide, it's a lot more narrow. If you want to see really precisely, it's even more narrower than that. But the equivalent of 40mm, honestly, when you look at something and then you look at through your viewfinder or your screen, it's so similar. So I think this is why many people like this, okay? So yes, I think many people ask for this 27mm in APS-C. It covers actually an angle of 55 degrees. Which is equivalent in full frame 40.5mm, okay? So it exists in different mounts, Fujifilm X, Nikon Z, and Sony E. I've tested it on my Fujifilm X S20 with the Fujifilm X mount. The build is 6 elements in 5 groups, and you have 6 blades in there. So the bokeh, I would have thought it would not be as nice, but yeah, it is it is some kind of creamy, so that's okay. And the build is so nice. This is, except the cap, it is completely metal, aluminum, aviation aluminum, really nice. Yeah, and here you also have a small cap with rubber, don't lose it. You have a USB-C connector here, so you can actually update the firmware. It is autofocus. There's no aperture ring, okay, but still there is a ring for manual focusing. If you don't want to use the autofocus, that works. There is no sun hood included. We'll see if it would be needed, but as you can see, the front lens is really recessed, so yes, it makes like some kind of sun hood itself, but the build is really beautiful. No aperture ring. Obviously you will have to manage from your wheel on the camera, which is no problem, I think, for most people, and the aperture is from f2.8 to f16. If we speak about how it comes, nice box, and also a small pouch, so you can keep it in there, so really nice. The minimum focusing distance is 30 centimeters. I wish it was a bit closer, but still it's really nice. You can get close to your subject, and yeah, it's fine to use it this way. I like it, it works, okay? This autofocus is a step motor STM stepper, and it's really fast, it works nice, and it is compatible with different detection. Obviously, if your camera don't have such detections, it will not make them for you, but if your camera has like face, eye detection, animal detection, plane, train, all this, it will work, okay? So that works, so that's good news. You can use it as the same brand lenses as your camera, so that's nice, no problem. The size is 67mm wide here, the widest here, and 43mm high. It is not very heavy, 160 grams. I think that's fine for a full metal lens. That's really okay. And the filter size is 39mm here. So what would I use this lens for? Well, I would probably use it for reportage, street photography, travel photography, yeah, landscape, things like this. But what's important is that it works fine and we get nice result optical wise. So we're going to have a look at it. Just before, I spoke about the autofocus before, saying it was working fine. I was speaking about photography. For video, yes, the autofocus works fine, but there is a serious focus breathing. So depending on the type of video you make, like right now, if I record myself, you will never notice focus breathing because it's plain background, you will not notice it. But if you have a subject that moves forward, backward, and there is some element in the background, then you will notice the focus breathing. So I have to say it, okay? I think the lens is nice, but for video, that could be a problem depending how you do it. So let's speak about optical quality. We're going to look at a chart, optical chart, and obviously this is the most difficult test for lens But don't worry, sometimes you see some default. I don't speak for this lens, for any lens. You see some things on the chart that don't convince you, but then after you don't notice anything on your pictures. But still, I want to show the chart so you have an idea of what this lens can do. So let's go for it. By the way, if you wanted to help me, I can help you too. I've activated the member area of my YouTube channel. There, I don't speak about gear, just about photography, tuition, tips, help you, all this. So there's a join button just below, so you can have access to exclusive video just for members. In the description, I also have affiliated links. Please use them, that really helps me. And don't forget that if you buy Luminar, Neo or APSC by Skylum, you get a 10% discount extra with my code ERIC10. Extra? Yes, on top of any offer they have. You see a great offer, you still place my code, it's even cheaper for you. Thank you so much, that really helps me. Let's carry on. So let's check at 2.8. As we can see, there is a bit of vignetting. On the right, it's a bit different color because of my lighting, okay? There is a bit of barrel distortion. It's not enormous, but yes, it's present. Let's check the center. The center is really good. It could be better, but it's still already really good. Border, not as good. Corners, yeah, a bit softer. Corners a bit softer, okay? Let's check f4. We see the vignetting is going away. Center is really good. Border is not bad, could be a bit better. Corners are still soft, okay. 5.6, see vignetting is gone, so the center is okay. Borders, yeah, borders are okay. Corners could be a bit better maybe, okay, but it's not that bad, okay. When we take into account the price, obviously, on a really high price, I would be more picky on everything. Let's check at f8. Center is really good. Border is not bad at all. It's good. Borders, corners still a bit soft, but really, nah, it's not bad. It's good. It's good. f11. It's a bit underexposed, okay, it doesn't matter. Maybe a bit of diffraction entering already. Okay, but that's not bad, okay. Let's check f16. Here we clearly see diffraction, so we lose our sharpness. Let's check the field curve. I focus here on the right at 2.8. It's in focus. Center is bit difference. Maybe there's a slight bit of field curve, but really not much. For that price, I'm really surprised. Really acceptable, really good. As you can see, I think the results are stunning for the price it has. Only $199 US for an autofocus lens, completely metal. I think this is fantastic. But then if I move on to real life, there are several points. First, as you can see, the distortion. Well, when I make a seascape, although I didn't place the ocean in the center, obviously, because then you will not see any distortion, but a bit lower or a bit higher, depending on the pictures. And you don't really notice this distortion. Barrel distortion is really light, so that's okay. If we speak about chromatic aberration, there is a bit, not much, a bit. But what we do notice that is really strong is flare. The flare is not like a small ray of light, it's a massive invasion of light. Is it a problem? Well, it depends. First of all, there is no bayonet to put a sun hood on there, so you would need to screw it on the filter or on the filter thread if you do it directly on the camera, on the lens. Would it help? I'm not sure, okay, I don't know. But I can tell you that I was walking around making the pictures, and I needed to point at the sun or have it really sideways to have this flare. Otherwise, most picture I didn't even notice. And sometimes putting your hand like this is enough to stop a flare, okay, on the side. Obviously, that doesn't show on the picture, okay. So I think that yes, for the price it has, $129, you can ask for much more. The quality is there. Obviously, if you don't want flare and the type of picture you are going to make are always pointing at the sun or source of light, or you have source of light really close to the side, that could be a problem. But yeah, as I tell, for using this lens, I didn't have any problem because I was never in a situation to be problematic. So it's down to you to know how you make your picture, the type of picture you make, to know if that could be a problem for you. In general, you will notice that when you close down from f4, 5.6, f8, the lens only gets better, so which is normal for lens. But I think at f4 you really get a lot better. Vignetting is almost gone, sharpness is fine. Yeah, I think this is good. So for me, honestly, this lens is stunning. For that price, autofocus lens, this size, because it's really small, it's really nice. I think there's nothing we can complain about for this. Obviously, there are some better lenses, but for a lot more expensive. I did not compare to the Fujifilm 27mm nor to the TT Artisan 27mm. Why? Because I like to compare lenses to themselves, okay? To see if you like what you see instead of being comparing all the time. Because comparison, I think sometimes they're misleading, okay? So for what I've seen on this, and for the price of this lens, the build of this lens, it is completely recommendable. So if you're interested in getting one, I'll leave you a link in the description where you can buy it. So thank you very much 7Artisans for sending me this lens. Thank you so much to you for watching the video. If you feel it may interest other people, please share it on social networks. If you have not done it yet, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, the small button down here and there's a small bell. If you click on the bell, you will get notified when I upload a new video. My website, Gibaud.com. If you have any question, can leave a comment below. Also remind you that I've activated the member area of my YouTube channel. There I don't speak about gear, just about photography, tuition, tips. There's a join button just below so you can have access to exclusive videos just for members. Also remind you that I've got affiliated links in the description. Thank you so much for using them. And if you buy Luminar Neo or Aperty by Skylum, you get a 10% discount with my code ERIC10, 10% extra on top of any offer they have. So still place the code, even if you see a great offer, it will be even cheaper for you. So thank you so much, that really helps me. Also leave you my PayPal account in case you wanted to make a donation. Thank you very much, please take care of yourself and see you soon. Bye.